I'm now standing at the bottom of the Gash after having walked down from the sandstone chamber, and we're looking into the banqueting hall which lies beyond. The floor of the Gash goes right down about 6 feet below the main floor of the banqueting hall. So I find myself now in a trench. This trench runs across the banqueting hall floor from this feature here, which is our Gothic arch, which you can't actually see at the moment because of the scaffolding structure standing in front of it. And the trench runs from the base of the Gothic arch across the floor here, and it goes steeply downhill to that little rock-cut tunnel in the far wall of the banqueting hall. That leads to another chamber beyond. We're going to go into there in a few minutes. But first of all, I've got to climb this ship's ladder arrangement that takes me up, if I can do this with one hand, up to the main floor of the banqueting hall. Oops. Yeah, not easy. And now I'm on the floor of the banqueting hall. Looking back at the way we came in, there's the Gash with its set of stairs leading us down here. Very high cut in the rock, with slabs of stone across the top of it. And here is the scaffolding structure which we had to put up in order to take all the spoil out of this chamber and the chamber next door, using nothing but these 10-litre plastic buckets, some of our empties stacked up here. Looking in the other direction, along the full length of the banqueting hall, you can see we've got a lovely brick arched roof above here, several holes in it that have been punched through to drop the spoil that was dumped here over many years. The spoil heap at this end of the banqueting hall originally went very nearly up to the roof, and we've cleared it all out over several years. I'm walking towards the far end of the banqueting hall across a rather uneven floor, which is just as it was left by the quarrymen when they decided that they'd gone deep enough. Quarrymen have chiselled around blocks of stone here, leaving these trenches on both sides. And then they would cut out smaller blocks of stone from each of these sections, haul them out, and then carry on digging down again. But they've stopped at this point at about 30 feet below ground in the banqueting hall. That's as deep as they've gone. And then Williamson's had his own 3-storey house built above the footprint of this chamber. Looking now at the end wall of the banqueting hall, which is actually directly below the frontage of Williamson's house. Looking up to the roof there. And beyond this wall, another foot or so, you would be underneath the pavement of Mason Street. Down here we've got one of our displays, which we built using brick that was excavated out of here. Thousands of bricks came out of this excavation, and we're displaying here some of the artifacts that were dug up during this dig. Everything that's here was found down here. And now we're looking back in the other direction towards the Gash and the way we came in. The banqueting hall actually is not a rectangular cut in the rock. There's two completely different widths. It's about 15 feet wide at the far end where we came in, but only about 10 or 12 feet wide at this end, which involves 2 completely different spans of brick arch to vault over it. There you can see the join between the 2 brick arches, one wider, one narrower. And the sides of the banqueting hall are beautifully finished off and straight. Absolutely unnecessary for a quarry, but this is Williamson. Up there is a hole that's been filled in where some of the rubble was poured down. And right up above my head there is another hole, still open, where tons and tons of debris were poured down over many years. So, back down to the floor and the display. And we'll walk back now the way we came in. Very uneven floor here. I've got to watch what I'm doing. I'm holding a camera. And our lovely Gothic arch is high up there. Very difficult to see with the scaffolding structure in front of it. But that was absolutely necessary. It was the only way we could get the spoil out of here, by using two hoists, gin wheels, and holding it all the way up from the floor of that trench up to the platform at the top. And then from there, looking inside the Gothic arch, there's another passage, and there's another one of those hatches in the ground, and another 15 feet up from there to the surface. So I'm going to take a look at the Gothic arch and take you up inside there in another video. But that basically is the banqueting hall. And we're now looking back up the Gash from where we came in. So that's the banqueting hall.